Hey guys, it's me Courtney and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a throwback Thursday. However, I am going to be doing it a little bit different. I kind of wanted to talk about a few products that I have in my collection that every time I look at them, I feel some type of way. All the products that I'm going to be talking about today are severely overhyped products that when I got them and tried them, I was so disappointed. That being said, this video is just for fun, so if any of these products are something that you really like or really love, hopefully you don't get too offended. It's all in good fun. Makeup is so subjective, so like honestly, if it doesn't work for me, it could work for somebody else and vice versa. You guys already know that. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. I don't have that many products, it's like 4 or 5, but yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so the first product that I wanted to talk about, I actually don't have anymore. I did have to go ahead and give it away. Although I will say I tried so hard to make it work. I really did. The first product that I'm talking about is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation, I think is what it's called. I want to say I had the color Golden, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Bobbi Brown has some really good products. I love their bronzers, love their highlighters. Whew, but this foundation, oh my gosh. All right, so the main claims of this foundation was that it was supposed to be like this long wear, super duper lightweight. I believe it had SPF in it. Full coverage, everything you need in a foundation kind of thing. I don't know, I guess it wasn't on my radar until a few of my favorite YouTubers were talking about it. When I got it, I just knew it was gonna be like the best foundation of all time. I believe it's supposed to be like a satin-like finish, but on my skin all it was sticky, and it did not matter if I set it with powder, if I tried to, you know, powder underneath my foundation. Like, I tried so many things to make that foundation work. And not only was it like sticky and tacky to the touch, it really wasn't full coverage at all. For me, it was like a light coverage foundation, but like when I think of like a light to medium buildable foundation, I think of like the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. That foundation has more coverage than this one. Like, this was like barely covering anything, barely giving me like an even canvas. And you guys know, usually with the foundation, if I can get a really beautiful even canvas that lasts me throughout the day, I'm good. That's all I really need. You know what I mean? It's always so confusing to me when I come across foundations like this, because I don't understand how you aren't full coverage, not even barely medium coverage, but you feel so heavy. And not only that, but this foundation sunk into every smile line, every pore, every crevice, everything. And that's with any primer that I use, that's with any powder that I use. And again, because so many people were saying it was so great, I tried over and over again to make that foundation work. And like, you know, it's bad because my husband was the one that was like, it's not working, let it go. But I tried so hard to make it work because everybody told me it was so great, but it just didn't work for me. Alright, so the next product I want to talk about, this one is a little bit more frustrating for me because it was one of those things that released, sold out, and then they re-released it later on and then charged like the same amount but you get less product. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's the Patrick Starrr x Matte Collab Patrick's powder. Originally it released, I think, with like his first or second collab, and again, so many people were telling me how great and amazing this powder was supposed to be. The powder was supposed to be like this super finely milled soft powder that gave this like really beautiful blurring effect, and I believe it was supposed to have like a slight peach or pinky peach tint to it. And because it was only in one color, I know a lot of people were a little bit scared about it, just because you never want your powder to be too stark, especially if you have a deeper skin tone. But there were a lot of, again, my favorite YouTubers that were a little bit of a deeper skin tone saying, you know, the powder was great, it was really translucent, it blurred their pores, it was amazing under the eyes, it was all these amazing things. And because it was so hyped up, it did sell out, and when it sold out, it literally took like a while before they released the powder again. And then when they released the powder, they released it in this kind of situation. Out of this collection, I also got the Mineralize Skin Finish, which is one of my favorite powders. Like, I love to just dust that all over the face to get like a nice glow, or you can use it as just like a basic highlighter, that kind of thing. That is beautiful. But this is what the packaging looks like for the powder. It comes with like a little puff as well, which I thought was really cute. The problem is that they put a lot less powder. I believe it's like half the amount of powder, but they still charge like 30 some odd dollars. And I was excited. I was like looking at my MAC counter, like as soon as it comes in, like talking to my favorite MAC girl, like as soon as it comes in, you let me know. Hold one for me in the back, that kind of thing. So when I started using it, I was literally like, okay. It hurts my heart because, again, I love Patrick Starrr, and I believe like all of the collabs that he did were so beautiful. That goes without saying, but this powder is the most basic powder I have ever tried. I'm so sorry, it really is. Now, I've tried it over and over and over again with different concealers, with different products in different ways. I've tried maybe setting the face with it. Like, there was just something that was supposed to happen with this powder that just did not happen with my skin. Although the powder is like super duper smooth and smoothing, it doesn't really do a good job at like blurring out my pores or anything like that. Anytime I have any little bit of texture, this powder emphasizes it so bad. For me, it's stark white, so I don't really use a lot of it. Like, I still have about probably like 2/3 of this left, if not more, because it's so stark. I can't really use a lot, otherwise I'll get a little flashbacky. It's super drying under my eyes. You guys know I already have dry skin, so dry powders on top of dry skin, just it's a no-go for me. Which you guys will notice, like, I have my favorite brands, and a lot of times I will go above and beyond for certain brands to try to make things work, i.e. the Bobbi Brown foundation, i.e. Stila, the last foundation that was horrible on my skin, Patrick's powder, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are certain things that I will try over and over and over again to make work, but this powder, again, it's not horrible, but it's really just a basic powder, and it sucks because I still have like 2 and I don't know what to do. This one has not even been opened. Like, this one still like, I don't know what to do with them at this point. Alright, so the next product I'm gonna talk about is from TooFaced. So I'm talking specifically about the TooFaced Sweet Peach palette. Again, it was supposed to be limited edition. They sold out and then re-released it later. And again, my favorite YouTubers telling me how beautiful it is, telling me how amazing it is, and then, you know, the people working at Sephora and at Ulta telling me, hey, it's coming back. But yeah, a lot of people were saying how beautiful this palette was, how pigmented this palette was, how it's versatile, it smells amazing, all of these great things. It's a great warm tone palette. I was so excited that I literally went online like the night before, and I had it like up on my phone, just sort of waiting for them to release it. I was like in that digital line for like 30 minutes before I actually got it. It does smell amazing. I really do love the peach scent. However, this is the most basic palette there ever was. You can get these colors anywhere. You can get them from Makeup Revolution, literally for half the price. NYX probably has 2 or 3 palettes that look exactly like this, and honestly, the pigmentation to me is okay. These colors aren't even like usable on my skin tone. Don't get me wrong, like, I love using lighter colors like this to sort of create an open eye gradient, if that makes sense, but on my skin, these are so stark, and this palette doesn't have like a good enough depth to it. In the pan, these look dark, but on my eye, they're just so lackluster. And since this palette, we've had so many beautiful, rich, warm tone palettes come out with these purples, with these peaches, and it actually show up on my skin tone and deeper. Aside from the fact that like the little peach thing is adorable and it smells good, I don't understand what the hype was about this. And I'll even venture to say that the Papa Don't Peach, I think it's a blush or a highlighter or something, that was even more exciting to me than this palette. The last product products I'm gonna talk about, it's from MAC. And it's more so the anticipation of this release and then what they came out with that just broke my heart. So I'm talking about the MAC and Aaliyah collaboration. Aaliyah was always such an inspiration to me growing up. Her music, her fashion, her iconic hair, her iconic looks, so much to work with MAC, so much. So when I heard that MAC was doing like a collab tribute type of situation to Aaliyah, I was so here for it, so excited. I'm going to give it to them on the packaging. The packaging with the burgundy and the silver writing was beautiful. I was literally thinking about all of her iconic looks that she's done in different videos, be it the Are You That Somebody video with like the metallic green eye with the metallic green lip, or the Try Again video with the really smoky black with the gloss. Like, there's so many looks that they could have gone with to create such a vibrant and awesome collection. The thing about this collab, I guess, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way was, one, I feel like for Aaliyah to be such a dynamic, colorful person, I feel like the collection was so lackluster. They had like an eyeshadow palette that did have like a dark smoky gray that you could use to sort of create the Try Again video look, but it was all like cool tones. And they were so muted, and I know MAC shadows, sometimes you can build them up to have a little bit more payoff, but it just wasn't enough just looking at the pan. And then they came out with a bronzer that was like more like a highlighter on a lot of people. The lipsticks were okay, and I ended up actually picking up the nude. This one is Try Again. This one's like a cool tone in person. I know on camera it might look a little bit more peachy, but this is like a cool tone, like gray brown. But yeah, I ended up picking up this, and like one of the glosses was like a orangey peachy kind of gloss. But other than that, everything else from the collection to me was just so boring and did not scream Aaliyah to me at all. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe from what I was reading, I think it was a family member that ended up going through like Aaliyah's bag to see what kind of makeup she wore, which I understood why they did that. Honestly, if you looked in my purse right now, you'd probably find a nude gloss, like, or a red lipstick, like just the basics, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't show how much I love color and vibrancy, like, you know what I'm saying? So it just kind of sucks that they went that route. I really would have wished they would have did something a little bit more exciting, a little bit more dynamic, and maybe just kind of played off of how iconic she was, if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments below if you guys agree with me on some of these products or disagree, that sort of thing. Also, let me know if there's any products that you guys have, whether it's new or old, that's super duper hyped, but it's a huge disappointment to you guys. I'm dying to know. Like, I feel like there's always something. I mean, there's always gonna be certain things that are gonna work for some people that aren't gonna work for others, obviously. But yeah, let me know that in the comments below. That about does it for me, guys. Hopefully this video was fun and entertaining. If so, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if the mood suits you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.